Flight boss, bitch, you know, for sure. And you know, right now we finna get into well, you're not listening to the Mind Eminent Terry's Moon. I'm here to carry out God's duties and motherfucking responsibilities because I'm the Archangel Uriel. I rule the whole underworld, you know what I'm saying? So it's only right for me to be dark. See, I am the light because I'm a fire. But I'm a fire, I'm the light in the dark. There's a difference when you the dark in the light. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't make it makes sense. It can make sense, but it usually don't make sense because that means you a person of light in the dark. You know what I'm saying? That's how you're supposed to bring the darkness to the light. But see, if you a dark person in the light, it's not really gonna make sense because look, you're gonna be in the light using dark tactics, and then when the light start get shady, you know, people quite don't understand what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, all that comes down to what's going on with the Scorpio ascendants. You know what I'm saying? Scorpio ascendants are basically what I do. People who are the light but in the dark, instead of being a person in the dark in the light. You know what I'm saying? A person in the dark in the light come across to you as a person who's negative all the time when you just want peaceful harmony. A person in the light that's in the dark is a person who understands the darkness, understand the things that's going on in that realm, and they understand what light can bring to these type of situations. So, you know, these are people who experience a lot of harsh things in their life. You know what I'm saying? Your chart rulers are Mars and Pluto, so you want to go see what Mars at, what house Mars is in, and you want to go see what house Pluto is in. And what house Mars is in is going to be the house that your Scorpio attributes come out the most, and the house that Pluto is in is the house that control issues are going to be most aware. You know what I'm saying? So Scorpio ascendant people are people who may be very loving and very kind, but the aura that you're carrying, people throw negative shade on you. This is another problem with being a light person in the dark. You know what I'm saying? Now you can have Scorpio ascendant, depending on the sun signs. You can have a Scorpio ascendant person who is vice versa. They're a dark person in the light. Now these are manipulative people. These are people who use people for things. You know what I'm saying? Let's go into it. The fourth house is Aquarius. So in the home is going to be very detached. It's nothing to connect to in the home. So this is another reason why Scorpio ascendant people don't. Now I'm not a Scorpio ascendant, so I don't want you to think that the presentation I made at the beginning that you equate that to me. I'm a Leo ascendant, but for Scorpio ascendants, you know, people they it's going to be similar to Aries, like into a certain extent though. See, the similarity with Aries risings and Scorpio risings is both of you are going to have to deal with a situation in your life where you're alone. Like your whole life path, you're going to be dealing with things alone. Even if you in a room full of other people, you're still going to feel like there's things you have to handle alone. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're going to feel alone. And see, but here's the difference. See, the fourth house in Scorpio is Aquarius. So inside the home is so detached that it make you feel like you're by yourself. Because in the home is detaching everybody their own individual, wherever home is within inside you, and what get manifested from that is where you live at, where you mostly spend most of your time at and most comfortable at. And in the Scorpio rising situation, it's Aquarius is in the fourth house. So this is when air comes into the watery fourth house of Cancer, where it's supposed to be nurture at. You're not going to get nurture. You're going to get detached emotions. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get unconnectiveness. There's nothing to connect to within the home except it being the home. So this is the difference between Scorpio risings and Aries risings. See, Aries rising, Cancer is in the home. So when a Aries kind of need nurture or whatever like that, they kind of find it. Scorpios don't find it. You know what I'm saying? They don't find it. So they're left to feel like they're alone in this world. And Aries ascendant is felt to feel like they're alone that is always going to be someone that they can fall back on, but that makes them feel vulnerable. So they want to go out there alone. And Scorpios don't have that, so they feel like that alone. You know what I'm saying? So, and then when you go into the 7th house is Taurus. So the way you need to relate to others is you think you may need certain materialistic things to connect to others, because anytime you overexpress your feelings or overexpress yourself to someone, you're going to be let down, because the people you attract are going to be thinkers. They are going to be people who are more practical, people who put more common sense into a situation than their emotions. And then when you think a situation need a certain amount of emotions, you're not going to get that in return. So this is why Scorpio Ascendant people always look at their partners like their partners is secretive. Their partners may not even be secretive. It's just these are the thoughts, because we're dealing with the lower chakra here. So we're dealing with lower level of consciousness when you're dealing with Scorpio. So you're dealing with stuff like greed, stuff like sex, stuff like and see, when people think sex, people think just because they are Scorpios that they get a lot of sex or they mind on sex. No, see, you have to watch who you listening to when you looking at certain astrologers, because certain astrologers is like, they basically push it. You can tell, you can look at it. They basically push the record button when they learning, and then when they teach it and make their own blogs, it sound like they push the play button. You know what I'm saying? And it's no form of reality to it, because they're constructed their thoughts based on what they've learned instead of experience. Now, everything has to equate to experience. You can't go teach something if you haven't experienced it, because you're going to give off a false dichotomy energy. And yeah, a person may can learn bits and pieces from what you learned, but it always goes back to the source from where you learned it, instead of it being your own natural experience and your own natural assertion on something. Then that connect a person way better. And this is what Scorpios understand. That's why even Scorpio ascendants and a little bit of sun and the moon, but ascendants, when they're in school and they're learning, they can look at a teacher. If the teacher don't look like they're into what they're teaching, and they look like they're just teaching because it's their job and they can care less if they're here or not, they just need to do for their personal life, Scorpio ascendants can pick that up and not learn in that class. But see, it may hurt the Scorpio ascendant because they didn't learn the lesson, but they feel like, okay, if the teacher don't even really care about this kind of shit, I don't. Remember, it's still water. It's still water, so it still has to feel. Now, if the teacher is enthusiastic and got high energy and look like they appreciate what they teaching, then that makes the Scorpio enthused, the Scorpio ascendant, and now the Scorpio ascendant wants to learn what they're going to learn. So, you know what I'm saying? That's another thing. You know what I'm saying? And the 7th house is Taurus. So when we get into the 10th house is Leo. So at some time when it comes to status and stuff like that, Scorpio's ascendants always want to shine, always want to be center stage to what they got going on. You know what I'm saying? They always want to be center stage. You know what I'm saying? Like the Leo's ascendants, they're here to try to find center stage. And when I say stage, I'm not pertaining a musical artist or theater or movie actor. The center stage in your life, basically, where you're the one that everyone else is looking towards for a specific situation. That's it. That's center stage. Just because somebody say they're Leo ascendant or Leo 10th house or something like that, automatically you're gonna be a superstar. That's listening to too many different people. Listen to experience. We break it down to what it actually is this way with flight astrology. You know what I'm saying? And when we say center stage, what we're actually talking about is being the center of attention of a certain situation. Leo ascendants that's how they try to find themselves. What can they be the center of that they can feel good and comfortable with themselves? Now, when you got Leo in the 10th house as being a Scorpio ascendant, most likely how you feel, how you rise to your maximum status. It could be a status in the maximum status of a relationship, the maximum status of your job you in, or in the best case scenarios, celebrity, a high status you could be. Now, when the Scorpio ascendant, Leo here in the 10th house, so they a lot of Scorpio ascendants like to dress up for occasions. But when they're in their home and relaxing, they may be just good in just some gym shorts, so, you know what I'm saying, a tank top, or for females, yeah, a hoodie or something like that, and they comfortable with that on a day-to-day basis. But when it's time to go show for something, they jump into the 10th house traits, which is Leo, and like they wear crazy colors. If it's not black, they wear loud, bright colors or whatever like that, and try to look the part of the situation that they trying to be center stage of. And they feel like they have to do that to reach the status quo of whatever situation they in. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, a lot of Scorpio first house ascendant people, that's how they appear sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And that's how they look at that as another way of gaining control of the room. You know what I'm saying? Because a Scorpio ascendant, you got to have some kind of control over the emotional stability that's going on everywhere. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or you're going to feel like it's chaos. And see, this is the world you live in, which is chaos. And you need to bring chaos into formality. See, the receiver signs receive the chaos and try to bring it into formality. You know what I'm saying? And the signs that give off the energy, which is the air and the fire signs, they create the chaos. They are formality, and then they create chaos. You know what I'm saying? And then the receiver signs is chaos, and they create formality out of it. You know what I'm saying? That, which is the earth and the water. So, you know what I'm saying? Cancers, they're already in chaos. Their emotions is already in ascendant Scorpio. This is your personality. You're gonna seem like you're not grounded. You're gonna seem like, even if you are, you're gonna seem. But one thing people can't say is you're not emotionally stable. You're gonna seem emotionally stable. You're gonna come across now. Some sun signs, mostly moon signs, come across unstable. But Scorpio ascendant is gonna come because it's your personality. This is you built this from the ground up. And this is your life path, that you're alone, so you feel like you have to deal with things alone. So your emotions come that way too, as the ascendant, as your personality though. As a personality, you're gonna seem like you're content because you're not even used to expressing your feelings anyway. Like I said, the 4th house, which is the home, which is supposed to be the nurture, which is supposed to be the house where people let each other know what's going on with each other. That house is Aquarius with Scorpio rising. And you know, certain cases and scenarios, you know, you have double houses that overlap, but don't forget the natural awareness of that house. It's still going to be the natural awareness of that house. It just sometimes it may be Capricorn in some people charts, depending on the degrees. 4th house may be Capricorn, and sometimes 4th house may be not Capricorn, my bad, it may be Sag. That 4th house may be Sag. Nah, Capricorn, yeah, Capricorn, my bad. Yeah, it may be Cap, or it may be Pisces. You know what I'm saying? Depending on the chart and overlapping. But, you know what I'm saying? 7 times out of 10 is going to be Aquarius. But they're still going to play out in certain ways. 4th house Sagittarius, kind of the same way. You may catch a little fill in there where people express their feelings, because fire is a filler also. But it's an extroverted filler. So it's a bunch of people throwing around unnecessary emotional weight, you know what I'm saying, and high tempered weight for no reason. And if it's in Capricorn, it's gonna be more stable, you know what I'm saying. But at the same time, you have to understand that it's not nurturing for the emotional stability how it's supposed to be, you know what I'm saying. So, you know, this is why Scorpio ascendants deal with a lot of recklessness, that they don't feel like they manifested themselves. You know what I'm saying? You may be in a lot of situations that you feel like you didn't cause. But see, by you being an effect sign, see the earth and the water are effects, and the fire and the air are the cause signs. So a lot of times the Scorpio ascendant person may feel like they're in situations that they didn't cause, but the weight is on their shoulders to handle it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, Scorpio ascendant people, these people can appear to be deep, and then you talk to them and they may not be that deep, but you get intrigued by that, and y'all can build together, and they can help you analyze what you thought was deep that ain't really deep. This is what Scorpio Ascendant people can do for you. People like and they're hard. They appear to be hard workers. You know what I'm saying? They have a very mystique look to them. Kind of like the Aries a little bit, except not much on the emphasis on the eyebrows. Like the eyebrows may be, with the Aries Ascendant, the eyebrows may be to the point that it look like vampire makeup eyebrows, and then the Scorpio Ascendant people may look like they have eyeliner on their eyes. But other than that, like yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's just, that's just Mars with the anger energy. You know what I'm saying? Forcing the face to look like it's not happy, you know what I'm saying, where you can be happy, you know what I'm saying. But that's just a little thing with the Mars. Then the Pluto can make it intriguing and draw people in, and draw unnecessary people into your life. People you don't even want in your life, you'll draw them in, you know what I'm saying. So watch that too as Scorpio Ascendant people. And you know, yeah, you know what I'm saying. But these people are very loving and loyal, you know what I'm saying. They'll love you to the death. Flight boss bitch, you know, for sure. Air. Let's go to the next one.